Very much, Mr. Padel.
Yeah.
Mr. Ambassador said about technological zones, industrial parks, and other zones and parks. I'd like to start with to confirm that Alat Free Economic Zone and industrial parks, technological parks, about which Mr. Ambassador said, is two absolutely different stories. With your permission, I'd like to introduce detailed information about the Alat Free Economic Zone project.
Yes, please.
In my presentation, I am going to cover the following: establishment of Alat Free Economic Zone, what will Alat Free Economic Zone do, legal basis of Alat Free Economic Zone, benefits for investors, construction process, establishment of business in Alat Free Economic Zone, and of course, at the end, concluding remarks. Our president's vision has set Azerbaijan firmly on the road towards a knowledge-based and internationally competitive economy. There, Azerbaijan will become a competitive participant in international economic relations, establish a world-class attractive business environment with modern energy, transportation, logistical infrastructure, become a diversified and export-oriented economy, creating high added value. To bring this vision into reality, our president has given full support to the development of Alat Free Economic Zone. There, this initiative will serve the needs of foreign national investors who will engage in high value added and export-oriented manufacturing and internationally traded services, generate additional value to the economy of Azerbaijan in non-oil sectors of economy, and engage in international traded activities using innovative technologies. Few words about legal basis of Alat Free Economic Zone. Alat Free Economic Zone legislation consists of the law on Alat Free Economic Zone and internal regulations. And this legislation is applied within the free zone, taking precedence over base economy legislations. Alat Free Economic Zone legislation has been prepared from the perspective of potential investors and best international practice. The Alat Free Economic Zone law sets out the legal framework for the operation, development, and governance of Alat Free Economic Zone, which was adopted by the Parliament of Azerbaijan and signed by the President as a prevailing law of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Internal regulations are issued by the Alat Free Economic Zone Authority to regulate and guide day-to-day activity in Alat Free Economic Zone in compliance with both policy goals and the Alat Free Economic Zone law. To demonstrate precedence of Alat Free Economic Zone legislation, amendments were made in near 80 base economy laws, and the process is ongoing. In particular, amendments made and adopted by Parliament in tax, customs, licensing, labor, dispute resolution, and other laws of the base economy clearly acknowledge that Alat Free Economic Zone legislation take precedence over those laws. Alat Free Economic Zone investors will receive a package of fiscal and non-fiscal incentives, including exemption from value-added tax, withholding tax, and any other corporate tax, exemption from customs duties and taxes on import and export, no personal income tax for local personnel, no social security payments, and no other similar taxes and payments for foreign skilled personnel. No restrictions on foreign ownership, no requirement for a local partner. Investor property is immune from nationalization or other restrictions. No restrictions on foreign currency or profit repatriation. On-site, one-stop shop business center for appraisal, licensing, permitting, etc. international standard independent dispute resolution, availability of local skilled personnel, industrial training center, full protection of intellectual property rights, and very important thing, independent regulatory authority. The success of Alat Economic Zone will arise from attraction of new investors and aftercare support. In our eyes, a client of Alat Economic Zone is client for life. In addition to benefits, we will provide industrial land sites with ready-to-use off-site and on-site infrastructure and utilities. Based on approved master plan, Alat Economic Zone initially will occupy a total site area of approximately 850 hectares, located adjacent in the highway, railroad, and the port of Baku. Alat Economic Zone will be built in several phases. Moreover, government reserved more than 7,000 hectares for future expansion of the Alat Economic Zone. Development of off-site infrastructure of phase 1 is finished, and now we started infrastructure works of initial 60 hectares of territory. In addition, construction works of Alat Economic Zone Business Center have already started. The physical development program is on schedule, and we are planning to finish phase 1 and open for business in July 2022. When completed, this first phase of infrastructure development will include distinct components: the customs plaza and main entrance to Alat Economic Zone, Alat Economic Zone Business Center, which includes one-stop shop business center for investors, advanced office accommodation for investor to lease, office accommodation for customs officers, ready-to-use industrial land plots for investor to lease, and utility services center. In order to facilitate business setup process in AFES, 5-step application procedure was developed. Initial inquiry from potential investor, advanced inquiry, pre-approval discussions, property-specific discussions, and AFES authority approval. In stage 1, company makes first contact with Alat Economic Zone Authority and submits preliminary inquiry form. Following eligibility confirmation, investor proceeds to stage 2, their business plan is submitted. If successful, during stage 3, investors are invited for detailed discussions on the business plan in order to secure license approval. In stage 4, as part of the approval process, AFES authority will facilitate detailed discussions on property options based on the investor's final business plan. The plot and office accommodation are being reserved. In stage 5, successful applicants will receive formal letter of offer. In conclusion, we have 3 goals. All of them are crucial. First, we want to create the best possible environment for investors so they can successfully do business in Alat Economic Zone. Second, we want to show the new generations of the people of Azerbaijan that the transition to an internationally competitive and knowledge-based economy means in practice. And finally, we want to demonstrate new business culture and subsequently create innovative companies which will create real value for the economy and the people of Azerbaijan. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vale. It's a quite impressive presentation from your side, giving a perspective as to how Azerbaijan is welcoming investors, is welcoming entrepreneurs to come to Azerbaijan and set up their own facilities over there. That's quite interesting. And one point I liked here was one-stop shop. So whatever help is required, you go to that one particular desk, you get all the information required for starting your business. So very nice of you, sir, to describe that. So with this, let us see if there are any questions.